The United States of America $1 1971D, inscribed with liberty and featuring the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, stands as a landmark coin in the history of American numismatics because it represents the official beginning of the modern clad era for this denomination. The 1971D Kennedy $1, minted at the Denver Mint, marked the very first year that the $1 was no longer produced with any silver content, making it a symbolic transition from precious metal coinage to an alloy designed for mass circulation in a financially changing United States. Before this shift, Kennedy $1 minted from 1964 were made of .900 fine silver, and from 1965 to 1970 they contained 40% silver. However, by 1971 rising silver prices, hoarding tendencies, and the need for more economical coinage forced the U.S. Mint to adopt the copper-nickel-clad composition for all regular strike $1. This change shaped the entire future of American circulating coinage. The obverse of the 1971 D $1 shows the dignified left-facing bust of John F. Kennedy, designed shortly after his assassination in 1963 by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, whose initials GR appear on the truncation of Kennedy's neck. The word liberty arches across the top, evoking the principles on which the nation was founded, while the motto "In God We Trust" rests below the portrait along with the date 1971, and the small D mint mark positioned near the lower half of Kennedy's neck indicates its production at Denver. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays an intricate rendition of the presidential seal, showing a heraldic eagle with outspread wings clutching an olive branch in its right talon symbolizing peace, and a bundle of arrows in its left talon representing military readiness. Above the eagle floats a ring of stars and a radiating glory that reflects America's national identity, with the inscription United States of America at the top and $1 at the bottom. In technical specifications, the 1971 D coin weighs 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a reeded edge, and is composed of copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core. The Denver Mint struck an enormous number, over 302 million pieces, making it one of the highest mintage $1 in the series. Yet, although common in quantity, many were never widely used in daily commerce because by the early 1970s the $1 had already begun to fall out of regular circulation due to decreasing public demand, limited use in vending machines, and people storing Kennedy halves as keepsakes rather than spending them. As a result, even common dates like 1971 D remain interesting to collectors for their historical significance rather than rarity. In terms of numismatic evaluation, circulated examples generally hold nominal value, but well-struck uncirculated and mint state pieces graded MS 65 or higher can command higher prices due to superior luster, strike sharpness, and the difficulty of finding flawless surfaces on high mintage clad coinage. The year 1971 is also important because it represents the end of the era when $1 were often hoarded for their silver. As soon as the composition changed, people realized these new coins were purely base metal, which ironically led to many 1971 D coins remaining untouched in bankrolls, mint sets, or personal collections. Beyond numismatics, the coin holds cultural and historical meaning because it preserves the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, who remains one of the most iconic U.S. leaders of the 20th century. His youthful energy, leadership during the Cold War, promotion of civil rights, and tragic assassination all contribute to the emotional and symbolic power of the Kennedy $1 series. The 1971 D specifically embodies the intersection of American memory, economic transition, and minting advancement. For collectors today, this coin serves as a snapshot of U.S. monetary policy in the early 1970s, illustrating how inflation pressures, metal shortages, and modern minting technology shaped American currency production. Even though it contains no silver, its historical weight is substantial. The $1's design remained largely unchanged for decades, creating a sense of continuity and national pride. Additionally, 1971 D $1 can also be found with certain desirable die varieties, such as minor double die obverse or reverse examples, striking anomalies, and planchet errors, all of which can raise collector interest. Many enthusiasts enjoy studying these coins under magnification to identify small details like die scratches, strike weakness, and mint mark orientation, which showcase the craftsmanship and mechanical limitations of the Denver Mint during that era. In summary, the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar represents far more than just a piece of circulating currency. It is a historical artifact marking the permanent shift away from silver and half-dollars, a symbol of American remembrance for President Kennedy, an example of mass-production minting techniques, and a collectible that continues to fascinate numismatists worldwide due to its blend of artistic design, political history, and economic significance, making it a coin that holds enduring educational and cultural value far beyond its face value. Next, top 2.